Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you very much for your kind association. Please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha. Patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti vaishnava vrinda ki jai. Om अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. By the causeless mercy of Srila Prabhupada and Shri Radha Shyam, we are continuing our study of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 16, entitled The Divine and Demoniac Natures. And today we are going to continue from text 21. Again, this is Srimad Bhagavad Gita 16.21. त्रिविधं नरकस्येदं द्वारं नाशनमात्मनः कामः क्रोधस्तथा लोभस्तस्मादेतत् त्रयं त्यजेत्. Shri Krishna is telling Arjun, and through Arjun all of us, that there are trividham narakasya idam dwaram. Dwaram means gates. Naraka means hell. Tri means three. Vidham means kinds, three types. Shri Krishna is saying there are three gates that lead to hell. Trividham narakasyedam dwaram. Shri Krishna is saying there are three gates to hell. See, whichever gate we open, that is where we will go. Gopesh, if I open the door of your room, where will I enter? Your room. If I open the door of the toilet, where will I go? Toilet. If I open the door of a library, where will I enter? Library. So whichever door you enter that place. Shri Krishna says there are three gates to hell, which means if you follow those three gates, you will enter hell. Hell is a place where, according to the fifth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, we are given a special body called Yatana Sharir, Yatana Deha, which does not die and is very sensitive to pain. And according to our karma, vikarma, according to our sinful activities, we are given punishment for our purification. Trividham narakasyedam dwaram. Shri Krishna says there are three gates to hell. Nashanam atmanaha. And if we go to hell, then it is like the destruction of the soul. Now, we know that the soul can never be destroyed. So what this Nashanam means, it means it is a complete waste of human life. If after obtaining human life, we go to hell, it's a complete failure, complete waste. Someone had such good opportunity to attain the highest destination, Krishna Lok, yet someone glides down into hell, then that's such a travesty. Shri Krishna is saying, Nashanam Atmana. In Hindi we say, अपने जीवन का नाश किया है. Nashanam Atmana. You have simply wasted your life. Complete waste, complete failure. That is what it means. Also, Nashanam Atmana means, please note this down, Jivera Swarup hai Krishna ra Nitya Das. It is the constitutional nature of the soul to serve and love Sri Krishna. And if we perform sinful activities, we will have no inclination for bhakti and we will go to hell and will be punished there, which means the Atma, the soul, is not able to do what it is meant to do. The soul is not able to do what the soul is supposed to do, and therefore it is Nashanam Atmana. It is destruction of the soul because the soul is not able to do its constitutional duty, Jaiva Dharma. What are these three gates? How many of us are interested to know? Important, right? We don't want to go there. So, important. So, let us listen carefully. Shri Krishna is saying, Kama, Krodhas, Tatha, Lobhas. There are three gates to hell. Kam means lust. Lust means having materialistic desires for selfish enjoyment, completely devoid of Krishna consciousness. Second, Krodh. Krodh means to get angry. And number three, Lobh. Lobh means greed. Kama means lust, Krodh means anger, and Lobh means greed. Now, let us see how these three are interconnected. Lust means to have material desire, to enjoy something that has nothing to do with Krishna consciousness. When we become lusty and our lust is not fulfilled, we become angry. It is said in Bhagavad Gita elsewhere that Kama esha, Krodha esha, Rajo gunat samudbhava. From Kam comes Krodh. When Kam is not fulfilled, lust is not fulfilled, Krodh arises. Krodh means anger. The frustration, anger, my desire is not fulfilled. Or if the Kam is fulfilled, if the material desire is fulfilled, then we want to do it more and more. We want to enjoy it more and more. We want more of it. That is called greed. Therefore, the root cause of problem is Kam. Kam is fulfilled, it leads to lobh. मजा आया और करना है. If Kam is not fulfilled, anger and frustration. Hare Krishna. And if that Kam is fulfilled by somebody else, I want promotion, but somebody else got it, then envy, Matsarya. And if Kam is fulfilled again and again, pride. Hare Krishna. हमसे बढ़कर कौन? I am a success story. I am a self-made man. All those thoughts come. So therefore, all these anarthas are interconnected. But the root cause is what? Trick question. Lust, anger, greed, envy, pride, false ego. Six anarthas are there. Shadaripu, six enemies. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moha, Mad, Matsarya. Which is the root cause of all anarthas out of these six? Trick question. Pehle, I'm clarifying it beforehand. Yes, Kiran Prabhu.
विषय वांछा
Hmm?
विषय वांछा subject matter material things keep on we are seeing again and again and again slowly of attachment from that attachment desire if fulfills
Okay, so ध्याया तो विषयान पुंसाम संगात से पुजायते. Okay, so out of lust, anger, greed, envy, pride, false ego, which is the root cause of other anarthas? Which is the most difficult anartha to overcome out of these six? Gaurav Prabhu,
False, false ego, Prabhuji. Ahankar.
you did not speak
Did not speak.
anything false. Yes, it is false ego. Ahankar is the root cause. Because ahankar means I am this material body. So Vishaya Vancha or Bhoga Vancha comes because we believe I am this body. I, ahankar, aham, I am this body and I want to enjoy this ice cream. I am this body and I want to have this car. I want to body this body, I want this girlfriend or I want that boyfriend. The root cause is ahankar. We consider ourselves to be this material body. The first mistake. And then lust comes from there. So false ego is the root cause, then lust. And then lust is connected to not fulfilled, anger. Fulfilled, I want more, greed. Again, it is fulfilled, I'm so great, pride. Someone else fulfills it, envy. Like that. Haridas, explain. Root cause?
Root cause is false ego, Prabhuji.
Okay,
That
from
I
false
am
ego,
the
what
body.
comes?
And so from false ego we get pride.
Ah, ahankar. I am this body. What will happen?
Oh, then we want the sense objects first, Prabhuji.
That is lust.
Hmm.
Correct. Because
So
I am this
from
body, I have material desires to fulfill. That is lust. Okay, stop. Gopesh, if lust is fulfilled, then what happens?
Greed arises.
I want to do it more. Rishit, if lust is not fulfilled, then what happens?
We get growth,
Which is in English?
anger.
Okay. Abhinav, if again and again we get success in fulfilling our material desires,
Then we'll get greed for more and more.
greed ho gaya. After
Oh.
greed. I said na again and again. Why again and again you are saying greed? Again and again greed is satisfied, then what happens? I am expert enjoyer. I can get what I want.
Oh, pride.
Yes. Very good. Anvika, why are you frozen? Unmute yourself.
Yes, Prabhuji.
And Anvika, what if someone else fulfills that material desire that I wanted to fulfill? Then what happens?
Then you and no wait, not envy. Yeah.
You become Anvika. Haribol. Then comes envy. Okay, very good. So everything is connected. Kama, krodha, tatha, lobhas. Tasmad etat trayam tyajet. Therefore, Shri Krishna says that whatever it is, you give up these three things. Kam, krodh, lobh. You give up these three things. Krishna is telling us, tasmad, therefore, etat, these, trayam, these three, tyajet, give up. So here, in text 21 of the 16th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Shri Krishna is directly instructing us, dear devotees, please give up these three things: lust, anger, and greed. So this is a very important verse. It's a verse for memorization. Trividham narakasyedam dvaram nashanam atmanah kama krodhas tatha lobhas tasmadetat trayam tyajet. One should give up these three things. 22. Etair kaunteya tamo dvara stribhir naraha acharat atmana shreyas tato yati param gatim. Etair vimukta kaunteya. O Kunti Nandan Arjun, Shri Krishna is continuing. The person who has escaped these three gates of hell, Etair vimuktai. Tamo dvarais tribhir nara. That nara, that person who has fortunately escaped these three gates to hell, Kam, Krodh, and Lobh, performs acts conducive to self-realization. Acharat atmana shreyas, and thus gradually attains the supreme destination. Tato yati paramgati. He attains the supreme destination. Which means, if we want to attain Krishna, we have to give up lust, anger, and greed. And we have to perform acharati atmana shreyas. We have to perform activities that are shreya, that are shreyas, beneficial for the atma, for the soul. In this material world, we perform many activities that are beneficial for the body, gross body, wearing nice, comfortable clothes, eating good food, exercising. We do things that are beneficial for the gross body. We do things that are beneficial for the subtle body, for the mind, cultivating good friendships, surrounding ourselves with positivity, positive people, encouraging people. This is good for mental health. This is good. Now, just like we do activities that are beneficial to the gross body and the subtle body, we all have to engage in activities that are beneficial to the spiritual self, the spiritual body. And that is bhakti of Krishna. But bhakti of Krishna can be engaged when we try to give up these three gates to hell: lust, anger, and greed. Kam, Krodh, Lobh. Shri Krishna is saying, Etair vimuktai, one who has given up, then acharati atmana shreyas. Okay. Now, who knows the difference between shreyas and preyas? Here Shri Krishna is saying, atmana shreyas acharati. Acharati means to do. Acharan. Activities that are favorable, beneficial for the soul. So what is Shreyas? Yes, Gaurav.
Prabhuji, like maybe things that are good and like ultimately good, like in the long run
Excellent.
for the
Excellent.
soul. And then prayas is like things that are pleasurable that feel beneficial in like the moment, but then in the long run it's harmful.
Yes. Very good. Like real estate. If we get tempted that let me go to a casino so I can multiply my wealth. Today I'm feeling lucky. Let me go to casino and gamble and I will multiply my wealth. That is prayers. Short term, we are thinking short term benefit, short term things that will make us happy, enjoyment. But real estate means you buy land. It may not appreciate the same day in few hours, like in a casino. But after 3-4 years, that property will have appreciated and will get more. I remember when I was doing my residency in Emory, I was living in an apartment, 3-year residency program at Emory University. 3 years I rented apartment. And one of my colleagues, residency colleagues, he was so intelligent, he bought a condo. And everyone was saying, wow, why are you buying a condo? Only 3 years we have to live here. He purchased a condo, lived in that condo for 3 years. His father helped him a little bit. He was from Canada. He purchased a condo, 1 bedroom condo, very small condo. And in 3 years, he purchased it for $150,000 in 2009 and in 2010. And in 2013, when we graduated, it had become $300,000. It had doubled, almost doubled. And then he sold it and went wherever he had got job. So property is an appreciating asset. In the long term, it will appreciate and give benefit. And then with that same money, we can enjoy also. But that is very short term. That short term enjoyment is called prayas. And long term benefit, ultimately what will be beneficial in the long run, that is called shreyas. Material enjoyment is prayas. Spiritual advancement is shreyas. Prayas means snooze button. I want to sleep. It's a cozy bed in this air conditioned room. I want to sleep. And Shreyas means no, 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 no. I will join the japa call and I will chant in the morning Brahma Muhurta. Because ultimately it is beneficial for me. Shreyas and prayas. You know that famous experiment? The marshmallow experiment. How many of you have heard of the marshmallow? Yeah, those kids, yes. So Shreyas and prayas, same concept. Kids were given marshmallows. They were told if you can eat them now if you want, or you can save them for later and we will give you more. So some kids could not control. They just prayas. They pat say they ate it. And some went for Shreyas. They waited and then they got more and then they enjoyed more later. And these kids were followed longitudinally The kids who had patience later on in life, they were more successful. And the kids who were impatient, who opted for prayers, immediate sense gratification, they were not so successful later on in life. Hare Krishna. One second. It's getting dark. Okay, I forgot to read something from the purport for text 21. Srila Prabhupada writes, demoniac life is described herein. Kam, Krodh, Lobh. Lust, anger, greed. One tries to satisfy his lust, and when he cannot, anger and greed arise. A sane man who does not want to glide down to the species of demoniac life must try to give up these three enemies. Now, text 22 is what we are reading right now. Shri Krishna is saying that we must give up these three gates to hell. Only then we will be able to do acharati atmana shreyas. We will be able to do activities that are ultimately benefit for the atma, for the soul. And what will happen? Tatto yati param gatim. Then we will be able to attain Vaikuntha, the supreme abode. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, one should be very careful of these three enemies to human life: lust, anger, and greed. The more a person is freed from lust, anger, and greed, the more the existence becomes pure. So, how can we know that we are becoming more and more pure in life? We are making more and more advancement. What is the yardstick, personal yardstick? Raise your hand. Yes, Keshavada Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji Dharatnam. The more we feel disinterested in trying to enjoy the things of material nature, that I believe would be the yardstick that I feel.
Yes, very nice, Prabhuji. That is the yardstick where we can actually experience that my lust, anger, greed is subsiding. Then we should know that I'm on the right path. Of course, this is anartha nivritti, and with anartha nivritti, what is more important than anartha nivritti? Artha pravritti. Artha pravritti. Artha pravritti means feeling more and more interested in Krishna consciousness, having more and more taste in Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Archanam, Vandanam. That is how we know that we are making spiritual progress. So there is Artha Pravritti, more and more interest in developing Krishna consciousness, and Anartha Nivritti, less and less interest in materialistic things. That is how we should judge ourselves. Is my material hankering reducing? Are my material activities reducing? Are my material desires reducing? And am I getting more and more interested in Krishna Katha? Am I getting more and more interested in worshipping Shri Krishna? Am I getting more and more interested in reading Srila Prabhupada's books? Am I getting more and more interested in doing services? Whatever our service may be. Pathan, book distribution, Sankirtan, whatever our services, are we getting more and more interested in that and less interested in material? If this is happening, then we are in the right track. If the opposite is happening, first we were doing more Krishna consciousness, now we are doing less Krishna consciousness. First we were doing less material activities, now we are doing more material activities. That means we have committed some aparadh. We have made some mistake. And our bhakti needs to be rejuvenated, needs to be redirected. We are not on the right path. We need some guidance. We need help. Now, text 23 is one of the most profound instructions in the entire Bhagavad Gita. So 16.23, please memorize it. The very, very cardinal verses for us to understand. Shri Krishna is saying, Yaha Shastra Vidhim Utsrijya Vartate Kamakaratah Na Sasiddhim Avapnoti Na Sukham Na Param Gatim. Very important. Shri Krishna is saying, Yaha means anyone who, Shastra Vidhim Utsrijya. Shastra Vidhim means the injunctions taught by the revealed scriptures. Utsrijya. Utsrijya means one who gives them up. Yaha Shastra Vidhim Utsrijya, which means one who gives up the instructions of the Shastra, revealed scriptures, and does what? Vartate Kama Karatah, and acts according to whims, acts the way they want, follows the dictations of their own mind without paying heed to what the scriptures, the Shastra is saying. Na sa siddhim avapnoti. Such a person cannot attain perfection. Siddhi means perfection. Avapnoti means obtain. Such a person can never achieve perfection. Na sukham. Such a person can never attain happiness. Na param gatim. And such a person will not be able to attain the highest destination. Please note, in the previous verse, Shri Krishna says, Acharati atmana shreyas tato yati param gatim. Those who perform activities that are favorable for the spiritual development of the soul will attain the supreme destination. And here Shri Krishna is saying, Na sukham na param gatim. Those who do not follow Shastra Vidhi, they will not attain the highest destination. They will not attain any happiness and they will never attain perfection in their work. Na siddhim avapnoti. So it's very important that we follow Shastra. And how do we follow Shastra? Raise your hand. Yes, Kiran Prabhu. How do we follow Shastra?
Shastra, we need a guru, and also we need to continuously practice whatever the guru says. Then only we can get the knowledge of it.
Yes. Tasmat Gurum Prapadyeta. Therefore, we have to surrender to Guru. That is important. Yes, Dhir Krishna Prabhu. How do we follow Shastra?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Damna Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, on the same line, Guru, Shastra, Sadhu. So we have to consider all three.
Yes. So, how does one follow Shastra? This is a very important question. Shri Krishna is saying, Yaha Shastra Vidhim Utsrijya Vartate Kama Karatah Na Sa Siddhim Avapnoti Na Sukham Na Param Gatim. If we don't follow Shastra, we will not attain perfection, not attain happiness, and not attain the highest destination, which means we all must follow the dictations of the Shastra, revealed scriptures. So this begs the immediate question, how does one follow the Shastra? And the answer is, we as human beings follow what we believe in. We as human beings do what we have faith in. For example, tomorrow morning, we are supposed to fly to Fort Lauderdale for Harikatha. Now, today I checked in Delta app. It showed that the flight is right time. I have faith in the Delta app. I have faith in what my boarding pass says. So I will leave home on time. My flight is at 9 o'clock. So I'm planning to leave at 6:30. So I'll reach by 7:30, 1.5 hours before the flight. Why I will take the effort to leave home at 6:30? Because I have faith in that boarding pass. If it says boarding is going to start at 9 a.m. for the 9:15 flight, then or 9:20 flight, then I have to be there by 7:30. If we have faith in something, if we believe in something, we will do it. That is human nature. Now, if a news comes that a particular XYZ Airlines, 5 flights have crashed in the last 1 year, and we come to know that they pay very less, all the good pilots have left, and in desperation, they are just hiring new grads. How many of us will like to buy those tickets of that airlines? Why? Because we don't have Shraddha, we don't have faith. So we will follow Shastra if we have faith in Shastra. The reason people don't chant, the reason people don't do Krishna Bhakti is because they don't have faith in Shastra. If there is faith, they will do it. They will do it. Where we have faith, we do it. Now somebody has to wake up and leave home at 6:30. It's hard to pack all the bags and everything and leave. It's hard work, but we do it because there is faith that no, if I don't do it, my flight will be missed. So where we understand the importance, where we have Mahatva Buddhi, and where we have faith that this is true, where there is Shastriya Shraddha, that is what we do, my dear friends. That is what we do. For example, I may see a patient and I want to know what is the latest way of treating that. So I will go to an app called Up to Date and I will look up on Up to Date. that, oh, this patient has this type of pneumonia, these are the risk factors, this is how much the laboratory data is saying. Okay, this, and this, I have to give these three antibiotics. Now, because I have faith in UpToDate, which is a standard medical resource for physicians, I will put in the order for those three antibiotics. Why I did it? Because I have faith in the medical literature. So where we have faith, we will follow, we will do it. Why I will not give some other medicine other than those three antibiotics? Because I have faith that these three antibiotics are authorized, these three antibiotics have been tested, these three antibiotics should be given based on the evidence-based medicine. So I will do it because there is faith. So the reason people don't follow the instructions of Shastra is because they don't have faith. This is just a human nature. We do things where we have faith. For example, now if there is Aparna Mataji and there is Ashra Tattva Mataji. And now, let's say, just giving an example, Shripad Vaisheshika Maharaj has come. And Maharaj says that I want chuda for snacks and I want Thai food for my lunch. So then I will probably say, Aparna Mataji, you make chuda. And Ashra Mataji, you make Thai food. Why? Because I have faith that I have eaten Aparna Mataji's chuda and I have eaten Mataji's Thai food, Panang curry. Very nice, both. So why I will do this? Because I have faith. I have faith that this Mataji can make this item very nicely. This Mataji has made this previously very nicely. So like that. So where we have faith, we do that. This is just human nature. If we don't have faith in Shastra, we will not follow Shastra. Shastra says chant. At least chant 16 rounds, 4 Granthi. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written, you should chant at least 4 Granthi. 1 Granthi is 4 rounds. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada said 16 rounds every day. Now, if we don't chant, that means we don't have Shastriya Shraddha. So it all boils down to Shraddha. Is it clear? Shraddha. Very important. Now, the next question is, how do you develop Shraddha? Correct? Next question is, how do you develop Shraddha? So that is my next question to all of you. How do you develop Shraddha? We cannot go and preach to the people. Here is Bhagavad Gita. From today, I want you to have Shraddha. How does one develop Shraddha? Yes, Dasandas. How does one develop Shraddha?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Pranam. Prabhuji, I heard from associating with devotees or by previous birth, by the reactions of previous birth, Purvajan Sanskara. Or
Very good. Very good. In the beginning of Jaiva Dharma, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Mahashaya, he deals with this question. Because Srila Rupa Goswami says in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, there are 9 stages of bhakti. From the beginning stage to the perfection stage. What are they? Shraddha, Adav Shraddha, Tata Sadhu Sangha, the Bhajana Kriya, then Anartha Nivritti, then there is Nishtha, then there is Ruchi, there is Asakti, there is Bhav, and there is Prem. 9 stages. Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav, Prem. So the first stage is Shraddha, faith. Therefore, this question is extremely important. How does a Jeev, a living entity, develop Shastriya Shraddha? If there is Shastriya Shraddha, then we will follow. Why don't we eat grains on Ekadashi? How many of you are regularly eating grains on Ekadashi? None of you. Why? Because you have Shastriya Shraddha. Even if a cake is given, you will say, no, not today, tomorrow. Why? Why this is happening? It is because you have developed Shastriya Shraddha and you have read in Prabhupada's books that on Ekadashi we should not eat. Or you have heard from some senior devotee, from Guru, that we should not eat grains on Ekadashi. and you are following it because you have Shastriya Shraddha. So how does one develop this Shastriya Shraddha? Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur deals with this in great detail. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Mahashaya says in Jaiva Dharma that Shastriya Shraddha or Shraddha in Bhagavan, it comes from Bhakti Poshak Sukriti. What is Sukriti? Kriti means to do something, and Su means good. So Sukriti means pious acts. Now, pious activities, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, are of two types. Two types of Sukriti is there. Two types of pious activities are there. There is Laukik Sukriti and there is Paralaukik Sukriti. Laukik Sukriti means Sukriti that will bear fruit for things of this world. For example, you give medicine to a person who needs medicine free of cost, Red Cross. Then in your next life, you will be benefited for that. If you give money to a poor person, in the next life, you will get that money back, maybe more. So this is material pious activity. This is called Laukik Sukriti. And then there is Paralaukik Sukriti. There is Sukriti that helps in spiritual life. And the example Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives is today's Jagannath Rath Yatra. Classic example. Imagine there is downtown Rath Yatra going on in Atlanta. And devotees have packed small bags of dry fruits. And they have offered them to Jagannath at home. And on the Rath Yatra day, you're just throwing the small plastic bags to the Janata, public, who have come to see. They have nothing to do with Krishna consciousness. There is catch. A ziploc of dry fruits, they are hungry, they open it, they eat it. They don't even know the concept of prasad. There's few people are just passing out some dry fruits, some candies, they eat. But it just so happens that those dry fruits were offered to Lord Jagannath. They are Jagannath Mahaprasad. So when they eat it, that is Bhakti Poshak Sukriti, they are accrued. Or just take Bhakti Thakur, just taking darshan of Lord Jagannath during Rath Yatra is Bhakti Poshak Sukriti. Just by taking darshan. Oh wow. Nice chariot. Bas, they got Bhakti Poshak Sukriti. Or to host a devotee in the house. Or to work hard, earn money, and donate part of the money for Krishna. These activities, Poshak means they nourish the bhakti. And how they nourish bhakti? By nourishing the root of bhakti. And the root of bhakti is Shraddha. Because Ādav Shraddha. Because of Shraddha, we go to Sadhu Sangha. And because of Sadhu Sangha, we engage in Bhajana Kriya. And because of Bhajana Kriya, we develop Anartha Nivritti. And because of Anartha Nivritti, we develop Nishtha. Because of Nishtha, we develop taste, Ruchi. Because of Ruchi, we develop firm attachment to Krishna, Asakti. Because of Asakti, we start getting spiritual emotions for Krishna Bhav. And because of spiritual emotions, we develop pure love for Krishna Prem. Where did it start? What is the root? Shraddha. And Shraddha comes from Bhakti Poshak Sukriti. Pious activities that nourish bhakti. Eating prasad unknowingly. Therefore, Prabhupada said, distribute prasad. People are getting Bhakti Poshak Sukriti. In some day, some time in the future, in some lifetime, it will bear fruit. It will bear fruit. Therefore, we should take Jagannath out for a Rath Yatra. Anybody who sees Jagannath's Rath, they are getting Bhakti Poshak Sukriti. Anybody who receives some Jagannath Prasad, some banana from the chariot, something, they eat it, they will get Bhakti Poshak Sukriti. And when this Bhakti Poshak Sukriti, we keep accruing, keep accumulating, and we have enough Bhakti Poshak Sukriti, then it will give rise to Shastriya Shraddha. Then when we hear the scriptures, we will have full faith. I will give you one real life example. One person was a doctor and she was an obstetrician and gynecologist. And she had done many abortions. And many devotees told her, stop abortions, stop abortions, stop abortions. But she used to give many reasons, different reasons. That no, I'm not doing anything illegal. Our government is saying, hum do, hamare do. And if I don't do abortion, somebody else will do abortion. I'm not going to people and offering abortion. They are coming to me, and I do it only till the legal age, 20 weeks के अंदर करती हूँ. Like that, different excuses. But was never convinced that one should not do abortions. But then one day, this couple, they got an opportunity to serve some brahmacharis who were traveling from Mumbai to Kolkata because they were going for Mayapur Yatra. And Gitanjali Express starts from, it's Mumbai Howrah Express, goes to Calcutta. So one of the stops, 6 o'clock in the morning, is Akola. And this couple, they cooked and they served the brahmacharis. 70 brahmacharis they cooked. And it is my faith that as a result of that Sukriti, not that they had heard a seminar on Vaishnav Seva, nothing, but just that Sukriti of serving so many devotees, sincere devotees who are going for a yatra to the Audarya Dham, the merciful abode of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And by that seva, practically immediately after that, a desire came that whatever it is, I should not do abortions. That Shastriya Shraddha came. Shastriya Shraddha came from Sukriti. So we should really try to accumulate as much Bhakti Poshak Sukriti as possible, because that will strengthen our Shraddha. Every time we chant Harinam, every time we take Krishna Prasad, every time we bow down to Krishna, every time we sincerely hear Hari Katha, our Shraddha is getting nourished because we are engaging in Bhakti Poshak Sukriti. We are doing pious activities that spiritually nourish our Bhakti. So this is the thing. Bhakti Poshak Sukriti, it may be Jnat Sukriti or it may be Ajnat Sukriti. The Paralaukik Sukriti or the Adhyatmik Sukriti or the Bhakti Poshak Sukriti is of two types. What is it? Jnat Sukriti and Ajnat Sukriti. Jnat Sukriti means what we are doing. Knowingly we are hearing Bhagavad Gita. Now we have so many options on a, what is it today? Wednesday evening. We have so many options, but still we are taking the trouble of sitting and tolerating Bhagavad Gita class. Why we are doing that? Because we knowingly want to increase our Bhakti Poshak Sukriti. So that is Jnat Sukriti. We are knowingly doing it. As someone receiving on the road Jagannath Prasad in Rath Yatra, who has come to downtown for shopping, has nothing to do with Krishna consciousness. That person is getting Ajnat Bhakti Poshak Sukriti. So Bhakti Poshak Sukriti is of two types. Jnat, knowingly doing it, which we are doing because now we are greedy for more and more Sukriti because it's going to nourish our Bhakti, starting from Shraddha. And there is Ajnat Sukriti. Which Sukriti did Sally Agarwal get when she hosted Srila Prabhupada, when Prabhupada had nobody to help him? Lokesh? Was it Jnat Sukriti or was it Ajnat Bhakti Poshak Sukriti? Unmute, Lokesh. You're not able to unmute? Okay. Krishna, which type of Sukriti did Sally Agarwal and Gopal Agarwal get?
Ajnat.
Very good. Ajnat Sukriti. They did not know. Sally Agarwal had no idea that Srila Prabhupada is Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivrajakacharya Ashtottara Shata. She did not know any of this. She just thought, oh, it's my father-in-law's friend from Mathura. It is my father-in-law's friend from Mathura. I have to do this. And they did not even keep Prabhupada in their home. They told Prabhupada, we have 2-bedroom apartment and we have 2 children. Our elder one is a toddler, younger one is newborn. 2 kids, they have their bedroom, and we, husband and wife, Gopal and Sally, we have our bedroom. In America, small children also, they sleep in a different bedroom. So they have their bedroom, we have our bedroom, we have only 2 bedrooms. Swamiji, you cannot stay with us. Srila Prabhupada said, I will sleep in YMCA. So Srila Prabhupada used to sleep in YMCA and shower in YMCA. But there was no cooking facility. So Srila Prabhupada would come to Gopal and Sally Agarwal's home every day to cook. Haribol. So they allowed Prabhupada to cook in their kitchen. Prabhupada said, I want to preach. Sally Agarwal said, all right, I will invite my friends. So every evening she would invite on weekdays one or two friends. And can you imagine Prabhupada is in your apartment and asking you, can you call some friends? I want to give Bhagavatam class. And Prabhupada is giving Bhagavatam class in the house of Saligar. No sound system. Nothing. Prabhupada has cooked. Prasad. Haribol. How many of you would like to assist Prabhupada in those days? 1966. Haribol! I think I will also help little at least. Washing vessels or something. And Prabhupada after the class would give his Bhagavatam, 3-volume first canto, and say, would you like to purchase? No. And if someday somebody purchased, Prabhupada would write in their diary, today one gentleman came and he was very interested. He bought 3 volumes of first canto, Srimad Bhagavatam. Now I think our mission will be successful. I think Americans are interested in Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada actually wrote that in his diary. Because one guest of Sally Agarwal purchased 3-volume first canto for some $5. And Prabhupada. Today morning I was listening to a class of Prabhupada given in 1966. Very old. Sometimes I like to hear very old classes of Prabhupada. 1966, 1967 till 1968. Very, very special. Prabhupada. He sounds so young, Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada was saying that yesterday I was talking to one lady. This Prabhupada, 1966, when nobody knew Prabhupada. He's just trying to preach. And that lady had a son in the 20s. Prabhupada is saying, today morning I heard. So I told her, why don't you get your son married? In India, when a son becomes in the 20s age, we get them married. And that lady said, married? Her eyes became big. Married? First, my son has to learn to take care of his wife, provide for his wife. He has to get a job. And next day in the class, Prabhupada is mentioning this conversation with that lady. And Prabhupada said, from this conversation, I understood that America is not at all advanced. And today I was doing puja and I'm listening to this lecture of Prabhupada. I stopped puja. I said, what? From this, we can conclude, Prabhupada says, conclude that America is not a developed country. So I was also looking, Prabhupada, ये बात कुछ हजम नहीं हुई. I need a purport. And Prabhupada immediately said that in India, everybody can maintain a wife. Even the villagers are maintaining a wife. What to speak of Indians? Even a tiger maintains a wife. Even a dog maintains a wife. What is there? What do you need? Live a simple life. Eat 2 rotis. But in America, it is such a big stress. I have to maintain a wife. That means this is not advanced civilization. They don't even know how to maintain a wife. Prabhupada's conclusion. So, Prabhupada is so simple. Prabhupada is saying, yeah, simple husband-wife, get married, you are marriageable age, don't wait till you're 40, 50. Get married and raise a family and just live a simple life. But Prabhupada was not understanding what this woman was saying, that the society is so complex. In America, for marriage, you have to earn, you have to save your own money. Parents don't help in the marriage. I was talking to one physician colleague. She said they had a destination wedding in Fort Lauderdale, where I'm going tomorrow. This is a few years ago. She said that $400,000 is how much they spent on the wedding. $400,000 on a wedding. Hare Krishna. And 50% weddings, Hare Krishna. They don't last. $400,000 on a wedding. Well, Prabhupada is not accustomed to this type of life. That's so much expenditure on one marriage. Prabhupada is very simple. He says, well, just get married, practice Krishna consciousness together, and you're 27, 28, why she should not be married? Prabhupada is saying, she was so worried, her eyes became big. Marriage? That means my conclusion is America is not an advanced civilization. They cannot even take care of a wife. So like that. Now, Srila Prabhupada is saying in the purport, Shastra Vidhi. So we read the translation. He who discards scriptural injunctions and acts according to his own whims attains neither perfection, nor happiness, nor supreme destination. Na sa siddhi avapnoti, cannot attain siddhi, perfection. Na sukham, cannot attain happiness. Na param gatim, cannot attain the highest destination. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, Shastra Vidhi, or the direction of the Shastra, is given to the different castes and orders of human society. So Prabhupada is saying, please listen carefully, the Shastra Vidhi, the Shastric instructions are based on Varna and Ashram. If you are a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, where you're a Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi. Accordingly, you will have different sets of instructions. A Brahmachari's dharma is different. Brahmachari is not supposed to earn. A Grihastha is supposed to earn, provide for the family. So your dharma, your instructions, your do's and don'ts will be based on your Varnashram. Srila Prabhupada says. Everyone is expected to follow these rules and regulations, Srila Prabhupada is saying. The word kama karataha is very significant. A person who knowingly violates the rules acts in lust. He knows that this is forbidden, but still he acts. This is called acting whimsically. And why do we act whimsically? Because we don't have Shastriya Shraddha. Because if we truly had Shraddha, that what Shastra is saying is true, 100% true, we will not dare to do it. Example, Ajamil. Hare Krishna. Ajamil, he was a Brahman. He knew the Shastra Vidhi. He knew the do's and don'ts. Shukdev Goswami explains later on. He knew everything. He was Pandit. However, when he underwent that phase where he was exposed to temptations and he fell down, he knew what is right wrong, but still he gave up his wife, brought the bad lady home, kicked out his parents also, and just started living with her, started drinking alcohol, eating meat, everything. He was kidnapping people, gambling. But when he saw the Yamadutas who had captured him and who were taking him to give him yatana, to give him punishment and pain, and he saw the Vishnudutas, now whatever Shastra he had learned, he had a realization that it is true. And therefore, when the Vishnudutas drove away the Yamadutas and gave a second chance, Prabhupada wrote a book, Second Chance. He got a second chance. He never sinned. Why? Because now from practical experience, he had Shastriya Shraddha. When we have Shastriya Shraddha, we follow Shastra. Is this clear? Similarly, my dear friends, all of us in our life, we get some divine experience at some point in time. Something happens and we have some desire and suddenly that desire is fulfilled. We say, wow, what reciprocation came from Krishna. Bus. Write it down in your diary and do not forget it ever. Because this reciprocation that you felt, this experience, divine experience that you had, where you experienced Krishna's mercy, Krishna's help, Krishna's reciprocation. If you remember this, you will develop Shastriya Shraddha. Just like Ajamil had a practical experience that yes, Vishnu Dutas exist. Yes, Yamraj and Yamdutas exist. Yes, there is hell. Yes, there is hellish punishment. And yes, there is Vaikuntha. Then he did not sin because now he had Shraddha. So Krishna gives us such experiences. We are sitting, hearing a kirtan or lecture and tears come from our eyes. Something happens like that, divine experience. We should cherish it in the heart. Never forget it. Because it is these experiences that will strengthen our faith. That yes, Krishna is there. Yes, Krishna reciprocates. And then if someone tells us, is there really God? I don't think there is God. We will not be swayed. Because now we have Shastriya Shraddha. And if we have Shastriya Shraddha, we will follow Shastra. Just like I have got Delta app Shraddha. If my boarding pass says the flight is on time, Radhava, we have to leave. This Shraddha comes in Krishna, in Shastra. Then when we read something in Shastra, we will do it. We'll do it. So we have to pray for Shastriya Shraddha. And Shraddha will come from doing Bhakti Poshak Sukriti. Both Nyat and some Adnyat also. The word Kama Karata, second paragraph, is very significant. A person who knowingly violates the rules acts in lust. He knows this is forbidden, but still acts. This is called acting whimsically. Such persons are destined to be condemned by the Supreme Lord Krishna. Prabhupada clearly says in the purport. If we act whimsically, we don't follow Shastra, then we will be condemned by Krishna. The human life is especially meant for purifying one's existence. And one who does not follow the rules and regulations of Shastra cannot purify himself, nor can he attain the real stage of happiness. Na siddhim avapnoti, na sukham, na paramgati. So what is the purpose of human life? Purification, Prabhupada says. We have to purify our existence. And then the last verse of the chapter, 24. Very important verse also. Tasmat shastram pramanam te karya karya vyavasthitau jnatva shastra vidhanoktam karma karatum iharhasi. Tasmat means therefore. Why therefore? In the previous verse, Shri Krishna says, Yaha shastra vidhim utsrijya vartate kamakaratah na sa siddhim avapnoti na sukham na paramgatim. If we don't follow Shastra, we will not attain perfection, happiness, or the supreme destination. Therefore, text 24. Therefore, tasmat shastram pramanante karya karya vyavasthitau. Therefore, one should understand what is duty, karya, and what is not duty, akarya, by regulations of the scriptures. Shastram pramanante. What is the praman? What is the evidence? It is Shastra. This is the verse of Bhagavad Gita 16.24 where Shri Krishna is saying that Shastra is Praman. Tasmad Shastram Pramanante. In what? Karya, akarya, vyavasthitau. To understand, to determine whether this thing is karya, it is worth doing, or akarya, it is not to be done. Whether something is to be done, whether something is not to be done. Whether this is vidhi, whether this is nishedh. This we come to know based on Shastra. If Shastra says, offer a hen feather to Krishna, we will offer hen feather. But Shastra says, Barha Pidam Natavarapu. Shastra says that no, peacock feather. So we offer peacock feather. So Shastra is Praman. Tasmat Shastram Pramanamte. Karya Karya Vyavasthitau. Nyatva Shastra Vidhanoktam. Knowing such rules and regulations of Shastra, Karma Kartum Iharasi. We may gradually be elevated in this world. We should know the Shastra and we should follow the Shastra. We will know the Shastra by reading and hearing Shastra from Guru Sadhu. And we will be able to follow Shastra when we have Shastriya Shraddha. And Shraddha comes from Bhakti Poshak Sukriti. Bhakti Poshak Sukriti means Shravanam, Kirtanam, serving Vaishnavas, eating Krishna Prasad, participating in Kirtan. Now sometimes Kirtan is going on in yoga studios. And people who have nothing to do with Krishna consciousness, they also come and they sing Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Nowadays, this bhajan clubbing has become popular, where people come almost with the mood of party. And instead of movie songs, it is Om Jai Jagadisha Hare, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. And they're dancing, and it's red disco lights and nice music, peppy music, but they're chanting Harinam. So there is some Sukrati there. Some Bhakti Poshak Sukrati is there. By doing all this, one day they will come and attend the Kirtan of a pure devotee also. Hare Krishna. So therefore, we should follow Shastra. And what does Shastra tell us in Kali Yuga? Kaler dosha nidhe rajan, astiyo eka mahan guna, kirtanadeva Krishna se mukta sangha param brajet. That in Kali Yuga there are many, many bad things. In fact, it's a ocean. It's a nidhi, dosha nidhi. It's an ocean of faults. But Kirtana Deva Krishna se mukta sangha paramrajat. If we do Krishna Kirtan, Nam Kirtan, Katha Kirtan, Leela Kirtan, Guna Kirtan, Rup Kirtan, then we will attain the supreme destination. We will become free from this contaminated Kali Yuga. So we should have faith in Shastra and we should engage in Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. What we do should be dictated by what Shastra says. Jnatva Shastra Vidhanoktam. Karma karatum iharasi. You do karma, Krishna is saying, according to what Shastra says. Shastra Nyatva. Understand Shastra and then karma karatum. You do your karma according to what Shastra says. That is the sum and substance of this verse, and I will read a short section from Srila Prabhupada's beautiful purport. Srila Prabhupada begins the purport by saying, as stated in the 15th chapter, all the rules and regulations of the Vedas are meant for knowing Krishna. You have 3 seconds, raise your hand. What verse is it? Let me see how many of you are attentive. What verse is it? What verse is it? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Nobody was attentive, I think. Vedaischa sarvair ahameva vedyo. Kya hua? Why everybody is looking so blank? Yes, Haridasanudas, you want to give a high five?
Prabhuji, I was thinking of another verse, Vede Ramayane Chaiva, but
Huh?
no. I was thinking of another verse of Vede Ramayane Chaiva Purane Bharate, but no, so.
Yeah, but that says that Hari Sarvatra Giyate, that we have to glorify Hari. But here Prabhupada is saying, as stated in the 15th chapter, all the rules and regulations of Vedas are meant for knowing Krishna. So this refers to 15.15 Bhagavad Gita. Vedaischa sarvair ahameva vedya. If one understands Krishna, that verse is also very good. But here Krishna is saying, Srila Prabhupada is saying that the purpose of Vedas is to know Krishna. And that is Vedaischa sarvair ahameva vedya. If one understands Krishna from Bhagavad Gita and becomes situated in Krishna consciousness, engaging himself in devotional service, he has reached the highest perfection of knowledge offered by the Vedic literature. What verse is it? Yomamevam asamudho janati purushottamam sa sarvavid bhajate mam sarvabhavena bharata. One who understands Krishna like that is situated in Krishna consciousness, engages himself in devotional service. Sa sarvavid. He has attained all perfection. He knows everything. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made this process very easy. He asked people simply to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and to engage in the devotional service of Lord Krishna and eat the remnants of foodstuffs offered to Krishna. One who is directly engaged in all these devotional activities is to be understood to have actually studied all Vedic literature. Now, further down, Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, Shastra is without the 4 principal defects that are visible in the conditioned soul: imperfect senses, propensity for cheating, certainty of committing mistakes, and certainty of being illusioned. Brahma, Pramad, Karnapatava, and Vipralipsa. Imperfect senses, Karnapata. Propensity for cheating, Vipralipsa. Committing mistakes, Pramad. And certainty of being illusioned, Brahma. Srila Jiva Goswami writes in the Sandarbhas that every conditioned soul, all of us are conditioned souls, we have these 4 defects. Every conditioned soul, we have these 4 defects. What are they? All of us have imperfect senses. For example, our ears cannot hear all the frequencies. Our eyes cannot see all the frequencies of light. We have propensity for cheating. Certainty of committing mistakes. Even though we may not want to cheat, but it's just that we make mistakes. How many of you here have got 100% marks in all the tests that you have ever taken in your life? Nobody. Because it's human tendency to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Pramad. And then we get illusioned. We have all heard of optical illusion. We are sitting, there's a bus next to us, and the bus starts moving, and we feel, oh, I'm moving. So you all have this, that is Brahm. All of us get illusion sometimes. These 4 principal defects, Karanapatava, Vipralipsa, pramad, and bhram. Imperfect senses, propensity to cheat, committing mistakes, and becoming illusioned. These four principal defects in conditioned life disqualify one from putting forth rules and regulations. Because we have these four defects, we cannot write Shastra. Rules and regulations, Vidhi Nisheth, is in Shastra, do's and don'ts. We cannot write because we have defects, four defects. So who will write? Tasmad Shastram Pramanante. Therefore, the rules and regulations, Vidhi Nisheth, rules means Vidhi, what to do, and regulations means not to do. Four regulative principles. No meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit, no gambling, like that. Rules and regulations are described in the Shastra. Therefore, the rules and regulations, Vidhi Nisheth, are described in the Shastra. Being above these four defects are accepted without alteration by all great saints, acharyas, and great souls. All the Mahatmas, Mahajans, Guru, Acharyas, they accept Shastra as the Praman evidence. Why? Because Shastra is free from these four defects. Why? Raise your hand. Essential question for Bhakti Shastri. Essential question. Why Shastra is devoid of these four defects? Yes, Abhinav.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Shastra doesn't come from humans.
Excellent. Full marks. Brownie points. What is the technical word for Shastra?
Shastra is Aparushe.
Hari bol! Aparna Mataji. Whatever he says, do it. Please. Amazing answer. There are three types of Praman. What are they, Anvika? Krishna.
Shabda, Shabda Prataksha, and there's one more. Shabda Prataksha,
Jai Hanuman!
Anuman.
Pratyaksha, Anuman, and Shabda. Pratyaksha means what we directly see. Orange t-shirt Krishna ने पहना है. Pratyaksha. Red t-shirt युवराज ने पहना है. Red chair पे युवराज बैठा है. This Pratyaksha I can see. Anuman. Satyarva Mataji must be in the same house as Yuvraj because Yuvraj cannot be left alone. Anuman. That early in the morning, he's bright and early with Tilak. So Mataji must be there, who must have woken him up. Anuman. There, see? Anuman is correct. Satyarva Mataji is there. This is Anuman. Anuman means I cannot see Satyarva Mataji in the video, but Yuvraj is so early in the morning woken up and his Tilak and everything. That means he has taken a shower, a bath and everything. So Mataji must have woken him up. Mataji is there at home. Anuman, inference. Second type of Praman. And third type is Shabda. Now Shabda Praman, Shabda means the word, is of two types. What are they? Keshava Madhava Prabhu. Keshava Madhava.
No, I do not know the answer.
Oh, I thought your hand was raised. So.
I am thinking it is Shruti and Smriti, but it is not the correct answer.
No, that is correct for a subtype. But Shabda Praman is of two types. Yes, Krishna.
Paurusha and Aparusha.
Paurusheya and Apaurusheya. The knowledge in the medical textbooks, engineering textbooks, law textbooks, this is also Shabda. It is followed. Like this Delta app, this is also Shabda. But this is Paurusheya. It is by human beings. So it is subject to these four defects. Karana Patava, Vipralipsa, Pramad, and Brahma. Srila Jiva Goswami writes. It is subject to these four defects. Therefore, in every 4 years, what happens? Every medical textbook is upgraded. 21st edition in 2000. 2004, 22nd edition. 2008, 23rd edition. In medical, I'm saying. All our major textbooks, I remember in medical school, 4 years they are valid. Then new edition comes. There are changes because medical science advances. Now it's even more. Now we need up to date. Up to date is up to date every day. His name is only up to date. That means that Paurusha Praman has to be, Shabda Praman has to be updated. Name is only up to date. Now, the second is Apaurushaya. Apaurushaya Shabda Praman is perfect, absolute. It will never change. And that does not need any editing, updating. Now tell me, Trividham Narakasya Idam Dwaram Nashanam Atmana Kama Krodha Tatha Lobha Tasmad Etat Trayam Tejet. Can this Siddhanta be changed? Lust, anger, greed should be given up. Now, is it that, well, in 2030, this will not be true? In 2030, the rule will be lust, anger, and greed are okay. Will it ever happen like that? No. But in medicine, it happens. For certain things, you may use a certain medicine, and that medicine may become completely obsolete in few years. But because that is Paurusha Shabda Praman. But in Apaurushaya Shabda Praman, the knowledge is perfect, complete, absolute. It does not need any updating, any editing, any change. And that is called Apaurushaya Shabda Praman, which is our Shastra, which, as Keshavada Prabhu said, is of two types: Shruti and Smriti. Shruti directly manifests from Sri Krishna. They are the Vedas and the Upanishads, Vedanta Sutra. And the Smriti are explanations of the Shruti by the sages. Like Parashar Muni wrote Vishnu Puran, Sri Vyasdev ji wrote Srimad Bhagavatam, which is a commentary on Vedanta Sutra, Janmadasyata, like that. So, this Apaurushaya Shabda Praman is the highest Praman. That's what Srila Prabhupada is saying. And it is accepted by all the Acharyas and great souls. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports, the 16th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of the divine and demoniac natures. Krishna willing, next week on Monday, we will do Sri Ganeshaya Namaha of the 17th chapter, entitled The Divisions of Faith, based on the three modes of material nature. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki जय श्री कृष्ण भगवान की जय, श्री श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर की जय, श्री श्री राधा ब्रजचंद्र की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा सुदर्शन जू की जय, श्री रथ यात्रा महोत्सव की जय, श्री शिवानंद सेन प्रभु की जय, श्री स्वरूप दामोदर गोस्वामी महाराज की जय. हरि बोल. Yes, Keshav Madhav Prabhu ki jai.
Prabhuji, do we have time for questions? Sorry.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Um,
Today I'm free.
Hari.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I was trying to revisit the shloka that you started with. Prelude to it, I am not mentioning about the seventh offense, which is committing the sins on the strength of the holy name. So, taking this understanding of that, if in case I come back to 16th chapter 24th verse, that is where we started. No, 21st verse. Trividham narakas yedam dwaram nashanam atmanah kama krodastha. Prabhuji, for this particular shloka, what is the impact of breaking or not following the shloka for devotees? That's because for devotees, Krishna mentions that Kaunteya pratijani name bhakta pranishati. So when Krishna says that you will be, devotees will not fall down, proclaim it out loud, bold. So what should be, how should the devotees take this? What will be the impact of not following this shloka for devotees? That is the question.
Okay. Let me show you, Prabhuji. Lord Krishna himself says it in Bhagavad Gita, the very next verse. So Vedaves, Bhagavad Gita, 16th chapter. This is the verse you mentioned.
Yes.
Okay. So if we don't follow, in the very next verse, Shri Krishna says that. Sorry, in the previous verse, Shri Krishna says that. If we may be devotees, But who will decide whether we are devotees or not? That is the question.
Fair.
Because Sri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, 12th chapter, that um, ये तु धर्मामृतम इदम यथोक्तम पर्युपासते श्रद्धाधाना मत परमा भक्तास्ते अतीव मे प्रिय. Yes, devotee is very dear to me. But which devotee? Those who follow dharma, those who follow shastra with shraddha, with faith. ये तु धर्मामृतम इदम यथोक्तम पर्युपासते श्रद्धाधाना मत परमा bhaktaste ativa me priya. Those devotees who consider me to be the Supreme Lord, mat parama, who have faith in me, shraddhadhana, they have faith in yathoktam, as I have said, all these description of dharma, and they follow dharma, the nectar of dharma. Etu dharmamritam idam, dharma amritam idam, yathoktam paryupasate, they worship me, paryupasate, shraddhadhana, with faith in dharma. Bhaktaste ativa me priya. This is the last verse of the 12th chapter, 20th shloka. Such a devotee is very, very dear to me. Yes, but who is a devotee? A devotee who is following dharma with shraddha and who is doing Krishna paryupasate, who is worshipping Shri Krishna. So if we are not practicing dharma and we are not giving up lust, anger, greed, then in Krishna's eyes, we need to work. Because a devotee, see, here Krishna says, give up these three things. Tasmad trayam tyajet. And then Shri Krishna immediately talks about the person who has given them up. Etair vimukta kaunteya. O kaunteya, those who give up these three things, tato yati paramgatim. They will attain the supreme destination. And in the previous class, we saw that those who don't do it, they are perpetually cast into Asuri Yoni. See this verse, 18th verse. That they will remain in the samsara. And Krishna says here, what will go a little bit more behind. Patanti narake ashuchau. They will fall. And Krishna makes even it clearer before that. Mam aparapya mam, he says somewhere.
Yeah, over here itself.
Where? Here? In the next verse?
Up. Chintam aparimiyam. No, not this one.
Yeah. He's maybe ahead, he says somewhere. But he says somewhere that we had pointed out last time in the previous class that Krishna says that aprapya mam, such a person will just never attain me as long as they don't give up that sinful mentality. So to answer your question, Prabhuji, we have to all make whether we are devotees or not devotees, we all have to make an effort to give up lust, anger, and greed to the best of our ability. See here it is said, Ajasram, forever. This is the one. Samsareshu Naradhamam Kripami Ajasram Ashubham. They will remain forever in the inauspicious lower planets if they don't give up. Here, Mam Aprapya. This is the one I was mentioning. Text 20. They will not attain me. Asurim Yonim Apanna Mudha Janmani. They will remain. Mam Aprapya Kaunteya. Tato Yanti Adhamam Gatim. They will go down. They will not attain me. So, for devotees, I would say it is even more important because we are representing Krishna. So we should try our best. It is very difficult to give up lust, anger, and greed for the conditioned soul. Very difficult. But we should try our best. Why? Because Krishna will be pleased. And we cannot give up lust, anger, greed. Therefore, we should pray to Krishna that Krishna, please help me. I want to give up these sinful tendencies, these three gates to hell, because it is your advice. You have ordered us. Tasmad etat trayam tyajet. Give up these three things. I want to do it. Please help me, Krishna. I cannot do it on my own. And
Prabhuji,
of course, yeah.
please continue, sir. Please continue, sir.
No, my last sentence is, of course, we know that Krishna is very merciful. And even if we slip on the path of bhakti accidentally, then that Siddhanta which you mentioned will hold true. That apichet suduracharo bhajate mam ananya bhak sadhureva samantavya samyak vyavasito hista क्षिप्रम भवति धर्मात्मा शाश्वत शांतिम निगच्छति kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashati. That siddhanta will apply for accidental mistake because of hridaya daurbalyam, because of weakness of heart, temptations. Krishna will protect us, but we should try our best to give up these things, and we definitely need help from Krishna. We just cannot do it. Maya is too strong and we are too infinitesimal. So we have to pray for the mercy of Hari, Guru, and Vaishnavas. Hari, Guru, Vaishnava, Bhagavata Gita, Narottam Thakur said. We should pray for the mercy of Hari, Guru, and Vaishnavas so that we are able to overcome these anarthas of lust, anger, greed. By ourselves, we cannot do it. Yeah, please continue. You're saying something, right?
So just by 1620, we do understand that he will gradually go towards the Naraka. That is what is mentioned. So just as Lord Brahma, in the initial stages, he is Lord Brahma, he could have gone back to Goloka or Vaikunta, but he seeps down because of some or the other temptations. In the same way, a devotee, even if in case he is well situated and he is not able to control on anger, lust, greed, then he can also come down from that particular position and swoop down to the lower planetary systems.
No. A devotee will not go to hell. A devotee will not go to hell. Sakrin mana Krishna padaravindayo. Shukdev Goswami says in reply to Parishit Maharaja's question in the 6th canto, Ajamil Prasanga we are studying. That was the question. How can we make sure that jivas don't go to hell? So best way is to take shelter of Krishna. Even if once we take shelter of Krishna and we say, Krishna tavasmi, oh Krishna, I am yours, then that person will not have to see Yamdutas or hell, Narak, even in their dreams. Will not have to. This is Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, Pramanam Amalam is the purest Praman. But the devotee who engages in lust, anger, greed will have to take birth in this world again. Shushinam Shrimatam Gehe will take birth in circumstances where there will be opportunity for further Krishna consciousness. However, if we commit such sins and apradhs, then one may have to undergo certain purification. And we see even in this on earth planet, some people have it so difficult. They suffer. And there is hell, but I have seen hellish suffering even in this world as a doctor. Hellish suffering. So many times. So many times. So we may not go to hell, but even in this world, we can undergo some severe purification. So best is to have Shastriya Shraddha and really live a life that will please Krishna. And what will please Krishna is Yetu dharmamritam idam yathoktam paryopasate shraddadhana matparama bhaktaste ativa me priya. That is what will please Krishna when we follow dharma with shraddha and we worship Krishna and we act in a way that Krishna will be happy. That is the safest way, Prabhuji. Samsiddhir haritoshanam. Please Krishna. And Kshipram Bhavati Dharmatma and Apiche Sudoracharo is really for accidental fall downs. Should try our best. And if we are not able to control anger, greed, envy, lust, ityadi, then, which is for me definitely a big problem, then we simply have to take shelter of Krishna, take shelter of Guru, senior Vaishnavas, and Hari Guru Vaishnava, then just bow down to them, pray to them. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyascha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. And just humbly try to seek Krishna's protection. And when we do that, we get many indications what works and what doesn't work. We do certain things and we feel, oh, it's going good, it's going good. We do something wrong and then we immediately get affected. Our consciousness get affected. Then we should know that, okay, bhakti actually works. Once Chaitanya Charan Prabhu was asked that why so many devotees fall down. When devotees who have practiced Krishna consciousness for 20, 30 years, they fall down, they behave abominably. It negatively affects our Shraddha, our faith. And Chaitanya Charan Prabhu said, no, no, no. When devotees fall down, it should increase your faith. So again, I had that moment. Wait, what? But you know how Chaitanya Charan Prabhu is very good with his words. He says, yes, when devotees fall down, it should increase your faith. Because if you analyze the life of that devotee, you will find that that devotee has committed some Vaishnava aparadha, or that devotee has demonstrated some slackening in bhajan, spiritual practice. And as a result, that devotee fell down. So the faith should increase. Shastra says, don't do this. Hatyahar prayasascha prajalpa niyamagraha janasandascha laulyam cha shadvir bhakti vinashati. हो गया भक्ति विनश्यति. शास्त्रीय श्रद्धा बढ़ गई. One devotee, I will not take name, it will become controversial, but he severely blasphemed one very great devotee outside of ISKCON. And I was very, very curious to know now what will happen, because very prominent devotee in ISKCON. And it was quite unnecessary. And over the years, I noticed that that devotee really fell away from Srila Prabhupada's pure teachings. Now there is no dhoti kurta, there is no kanthi, there is no tilak, and I don't see that potency also. But very, very great devotee at one point, empowered by Srila Prabhupada. But when we commit Vaishnava Aparadha, it just, we lose our access to Bhakti Shakti that is coming from Radha and Krishna, because they are displeased when we do that. I have seen that. So one has to be very careful. At least this person came out public video blaspheming that devotee. Public ninda should be avoided at all costs, unless it is done for a very good purpose to defend the dignity of our Guru Varga. That also under specific guidance and protection. But and I've seen another very great senior devotee. He also blasphemed, banned certain devotees who were very advanced, and till today that devotee, he's in Krishna consciousness but suffering a lot, very bad health, and very difficult to do bhajan and like that. So I've seen that. So these things should actually increase our faith, because whenever we see two things, Vaishnava Aparadha and negligence of personal sadhana, these two things lead to fall down. There is no third reason for a devotee to fall down. Wherever we are in bhakti, we can maintain. We fall down from there for these two reasons only: Vaishnava Aparadha and negligence towards spiritual practice. Once we just being careless about 16 round, हाँ कर लूंगा, रात को कर लूंगा, I will chant at night. That negligence about bhakti practices, sadhana, and Vaishnava Aparadha, these two things make us fall down. And the effect of fall down is not that suddenly leprosy will come, maybe not like that. But fall down means we just lose our taste for Krishna consciousness. And the way we were doing bhajan, the consciousness we were having, that slowly, slowly goes away. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu describes in Sri Chaitanya Charitam, it is like a mad elephant uprooting a plant and throwing it. What happens when you uproot a plant and throw it? For many days, the leaves will be green. It looks like a healthy, if you just look at the branches and the leaves, it looks like, oh, this tree is doing fine after all. But slowly, slowly starts shriveling up. Slowly, 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 the color of the leaves changes and then the plant dies. It takes time. So when we do Vaishnava Aparadha, immediate, not that same day, you'll get cholera. like Amog, or leprosy like Gopal Chapal. They are very fortunate. They are Parshads of Mahaprabhu. That's why they got special mercy. But for us, it will demonstrate as we lose our Bhakti Shakti, we lose our interest in Bhakti, we start getting attracted to other things which we are not attracted to before. Non-devotional things, material things. Suddenly that interest increases in those things. That's when we should know that the Vaishnava path is now fructifying. Unfortunately, people don't like to hear about this. You talk about Vaishnava brothers, hey, talk something positive. But this is very important. A serious sadhak will never be shy to hear about Vaishnava Prad. A sincere devotee will never go away from hearing such instructions of Shastra and Guru and sadhus. They have experienced and they are telling us that be very careful of these two things. Negligence of spiritual practices and Vaishnava Prad. Another devotee I know, he became so busy with preaching, so busy with helping devotees, cultivating devotees, and projects and book distribution and this and that. So busy that was not chanting 16 rounds. And when he was asked, he said, "But I'm engaged 24 hours a day. I have no time. I'm sleeping 4 hours, 5 hours. I'm just working for Srila Prabhupada, working for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu." Yes, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada also said you chant your 16 rounds. And this devotee completely left Krishna consciousness, went into pop music, and is cutting albums today of rock and roll music. No kanti, no tilak, no chanting, no association of devotees. Nothing, zero, zilch. Therefore, we all need to be under the guidance of a superior Vaishnava who can guide us, who can act as a compass, point us in the right direction, correct us. Course correction is required. Sometimes we go off course. No, don't do so much service. Don't preach to so many devotees if you have not chanted a 16 rounds nicely. We need that. So these two things we have to be careful. Criticizing devotees. And Srila Ramanujacharya gives us several situations. I think there are 6 or 8 situations where we may criticize devotee. It's very specific. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur also writes it in Bhajan Rahasya, when we can criticize a Vaishnava. And negligence of sadhana. These two things we have to be very careful. Vaishnava prad and negligence of sadhana. If some Vaishnava is behaving in a way that can attack the faith of other devotees or in abominable ways and for a very specific purpose in a private setting, one-on-one, one may warn a devotee that please be careful. As your well-wisher, I'm telling you, be careful. So if Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, if it is for the kalyan of someone, to protect someone from certain malpractices, then one may do so with a good intention. Like there are different instances where we can do. But those are not very common. Those are not common. Our main thing is that we should not criticize and we should not neglect our personal sadhana at the cost of, in the name of doing seva. Hare Krishna. If we do this, then our bhakti will be very safe. And with each passing day, each passing year, our bhakti will only increase. And then Krishna consciousness becomes very sweet process. So association and guidance is important. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for cautioning me.
Hare Krishna. You are very well situated. You are my inspiration. Hare Krishna. Thank you. All right. So dear devotees, please bless me so I can be sincere, become a sincere devotee. And please Shri Hari, Shri Guru and the Vaishnavas. And I pray the same for all of you. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Thank you very much.
Thank you.